Hello and welcome to Midnight. This is Anna Transylvania from Anna Transylvania's Tarot Room, and this is Wacky Wednesday, where we talk about whatever comes to mind. Okay? Now, today is actually a special day. Today it is the beginning of the year of the horse. Okay? So, in Chinese astrology, their new year is not the same as our new year. So they celebrate they celebrate a lunar new year, which means it's a little bit offset. So normally a Chinese New Year will be around February to March, depending on several different factors, which I'm not talking about here because I just wanted to talk about the year of the horse. So, Happy New Year! Happy Year of the Horse. Now, this also happens to be the year of the fire horse, which is an incredibly hot year, so to speak. People are going to be feeling like they need to take action. They need to learn, they need to move forward, they need to clear blockages. So there's going to be quite a lot of mental activity, okay? The horse is a very intelligent creature and it does not like to be confined. So it'll find a way to escape, okay? And that's in fact that's in the wild west. They had actually found that it was very hard. So the cowboys that had come over here and took over the lands, they had found that it was very hard to catch a wild horse, just with a lasso and to catch them alive because they won't let you. Okay. Now, also, the horse is a communal animal, so there will be a herd of horses. You will very rarely find a lone horse anywhere. Okay. So this is also like kind of the basis of the legends of I think it's the Kelpie and the Selkie and all of these like horse animals that you find alone on a street. Like you're not supposed to approach a lone horse because it's so out of the ordinary, right? Like, how are you going to just see a horse? Somebody either owns it, if you're seeing it all alone, somebody lost their horse, or it is an otherworldly creature that is meant to lure you into whatever, okay? Into evil, into, you know, things, okay? Um, so there's definitely like legends of horse. They're normally like dark horses, like darker colors. They normally show up at night. um, but so the horse is also a solar animal here in Western mythology, but also in European mythology. So the horse is like all solar animal, and they're also associated with the sky gods. um, so both of these, having a fire horse means it's an excellent time to build your reputation. It's an excellent time to build those foundations that your reputation can stand on. It's an excellent time to build a network of people who think and are like you. So this year, all of those things are valid. Normally, horse people are very creative people, which is befitting a creature that is so intelligent. They do creative solutions. They will get out of their restraints. They will chew through their restraints sometimes. And that's why you have to have kind of like a horse bit, because they will chew through their restraints. They will find a way out of a knot. Um, so excellent. Happy New Year. Happy Year of the Horse. I hope this year finds you moving forward. I hope this year finds you with the willingness and the spirit of the horse. Okay. Um, Now, tonight, and I don't have that here because I did it for on Monday morning. Okay, so I did it on Monday at midnight, um, in between Sunday and Monday. So this week we actually have right now today. So this is not just the beginning of the year of the horse. it is also the beginning, the beginning. It is also a Aquarius eclipse. So it is an Aquarius solar eclipse, it's a new moon in Aquarius. Okay. So this, with the additional horse sort of symbolism, means that tonight you guys can do anything, like write down on a piece of paper and, like unblocking anything that needs to be unblocked. You guys can do any kind of those workings tonight, those intention settings tonight. Like if you feel like you're really blocked, perfect for that. If you feel confined in any way, because it's an eclipse, so like things are being reversed, roles are being reversed, especially with the Aquarius, that's the rebel of the zodiac, one of the rebels of the zodiac. The other one is actually the horse. You have some Geminis are rebellious. You can have Sagittarius can be an excellent rebellious person. Aries can be quite rebellious as well. Who else can be rebellious? Scorpios can be quite rebellious. Capricorns can be rebellious. Virgos sometimes, only sometimes. They're kind of duty bound, but they can be, if they think that the right path is where they're correct. Yeah, Virgos can be quite rebellious as well. Very good villains, Virgos. Okay, so basically, during the solar eclipse, you can do any kind of freeing your mind kind of work, freeing yourself from any limitations, finding out what those limitations might be so that you can free yourself later. You can do any kind of like group work, okay? Like if you need to find your own voice inside of a group, excellent time for that. Excellent time for also doing kind of like shining work, like if you need to shine as a part of a group, because the horse, commands attention. They're majestic animals, they command attention. I don't know if any of you have seen that horse that's like almost neon. He's white and his like coat is shining neon. He's really cool. And he's like a very, very rare breed. He's the rarest and most expensive horse in the world. He almost always wins. He's not just gracious, he's actually like a power animal. He can run. I think he can either run fast or he's very much like bred to be elegant. But people used to use them in battle before. Anyways, a very good time to like motivate yourself to be in it for the long haul as well, like the inspiration to be in it for the long haul. If you're doing any kind of writing work, is also an excellent time for that. If you're doing any kind of like, if you're going for a PhD and any kind of educational kind of pursuits, excellent time for that. Excellent time to start that during the Aquarius moon. Aquariuses are extremely intelligent. Anything that you need to have emotional intelligence for, if you want to start tonight, that's also a great idea. Also too, since it's the year of the horse and we're talking about the eclipses, make sure you don't like do too much work to burn yourself out, okay? Because the horse can go and go and go and go and not stop until it gets stopped. So just because it's a fire horse year, this year, like I would say, please plan it out. Like if you have great ideas, please plan them out. And all of these other things. Okay. Now, I would also like to say for this week coming up, this is an excellent motivation to heal week. Okay. Horses can be quite healing and they have this like sixth sense of knowing who a good person is or a bad person is, a person who needs healing and a person who does not. All right. Now, the Centaur Chiron is half horse as well. So this week we have a Mars sextile Chiron happening on the 22nd, okay, which I will cover at the end of this week, but I'm covering it a little bit here because if you're feeling like, this week has been sort of pummeling you, tonight is a good night to really take a look at why that is, like what is the deeper reason that you're feeling this way, okay? Because a lot of times the astrological aspects of this week lend themselves to drilling deep into things that keep coming back up so that you can resolve them. Now, like I say, you have a whole year, okay? So whatever you dig up today, you don't have to deal with it today. However, I would say that if you've had a recurring theme in your week and in your life, like if you've had for the last 10 years, there's this like somebody you keep getting passed over for somebody less experienced than you simply because they say, this is an example, okay? This is an example of somebody coming to me with it. So they were getting passed over for the last 10 years. They've been getting passed over for people with less experience, but who can advertise themselves better. And this week was an especially rough one for them, where they came to me and they're like, oh my God, like, what is this? And because, once again, they were passed over at work for somebody that advertised themselves very, very well on their application and on their, on their interview. And this person got hired on top of this other person that, for all intents and purposes, has been doing all of this work and has an extreme amount of experience. So when we looked a little bit deeper, when we did a little meditation, when we took them through their lessons, it came out that they have a very hard time expressing themselves. They have a very hard time with what is appropriate to ask for. It comes from their childhood. Like, I don't want to reveal too much, but so they have a hard time asking and presenting themselves and being in the spotlight because it makes them feel like they don't deserve it, if that makes sense. So they are working on those things right now. So hopefully next time something happens where it's their position, they can advocate for themselves a lot better. They can really do an elevator pitch and all of these things. Okay? So that's one way you can actually work with the year of the horse. And once again, you have all year. For these things that you're uncovering now, you really have all year. If it's something small, March should be the pivoting point, okay? But it's an excellent time to really allow yourself to really get through the blockages that you need to get through, okay? Now, this eclipse, in conjunction with the beginning of the year of the horse, will affect Aquarius, obviously, Gemini, okay? It'll affect also people in Aries, and it'll affect Libra as well because they're trining those air signs. The horse is supposed to be an air sign here in the Western world. Now it'll also affect fire signs in the Western world, okay? Because it's a fire horse. All right? Okay, guys, well, that was it. Happy Year of the Horse. Happy birthday to those who are born in the Year of the Horse. Every 12 years, we have a different element for the year. And I love you. and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.